All right, and next we have Virgo rising and sun. For you guys, the Sagittarius full moon happening on the 23rd is taking place in your fourth house. And if you haven't watched the overview, check that out because in this, I basically talk about how I see this as an extension of the new moon in Taurus that we had before this one. And that I feel like this is our opportunity to see where maybe we have some perceptions and beliefs that are out of alignment with our manifestation. And so for you guys, this might also relate back to what's going on within your home or your family situation. There may be something that has a history to it, that has an emotional history to it, that it's impacting you. Or maybe there's, influence from your family members that is impacting you, things of that nature. We're going to talk about what I mean by that in just a second. I want to start off with the cards that I pulled for this full moon, and then we'll get into the astrology a little bit more. So it's interesting because I have two messages for you guys that are quite similar. And I think that many of you guys might be experiencing this right now. So maybe one, I'm like wondering if these are two different people or maybe two different timelines. I'll start off with the bottom one. So I first got the Magician in reverse, and this card is really talking about having some manifestation not really gaining traction for some reason. Maybe you don't know what actions to take. Maybe you are not totally in alignment with this goal. Maybe there's something off about it. Maybe you need to have more education or awareness around something. But I think for most of you, it's pretty much about priorities. I don't think that there's something totally off about the manifestation itself, although there could be a hyper focus on wanting it to look exactly a certain way, which was very similar to the message that Taurus got. That could be a fatal flaw. And that could actually inhibit you from thinking curiously about all the steps you could take to manifest what you want. But I feel like for most of you guys, the true problem is that it's not a total priority. You are not literally making time for it or managing your time properly. You're not juggling multiple priorities properly. And that's what's leading to this disappointment. And with this card in reverse, this card is talking a lot about comparison, feeling like, well, they have this and they have that, and feeling discouraged or dissatisfied with your life because you're seeing how everyone else's life is flourishing or prospering, and you feel like you're not able to get ahead. You feel like, life is not lucky for you. And that's similar with the first message or the first line of cards that I have, which I'll talk about in a second. So I really feel like what's important here is to focus on gratitude, focus on what's going well in your life. And I feel like this could very much be taking stock of simple things around the house. I'm grateful for having this place to live. I'm grateful to have some food. I'm grateful to have this pet. I'm grateful to be able to spend time with this friend. These really simple pleasures in life are highlighted right now, and finding more security and stability within what you already have. That's what I feel like this fourth house moon is about, amongst many things, which I'll discuss. But one of them I think is about feeling more rooted in what you already have and seeing how that's a great jumping off point instead of looking around and feeling dissatisfied and feeling like you're not there yet and living in the future or living in the past. It's like, how can I be more present and more joyful around what is truly in front of me right now, what I already have? And once you have that, as well as time management, you're going to enter into this era of the 10 of Cups, where you are going to be emotionally fulfilled. You are going to not only get the thing that you want, but you're going to truly appreciate it. Because if you were in the current mindset right now and you got what you wanted, you'd probably be dissatisfied with it in a few months anyway, because it's about practicing the mindset of gratitude. And again, rooting into the present moment and really witnessing what is around you, instead of being overly focused on the next goal, the next objective, the next thing. That's where happiness really comes from, is from that present moment. And so I feel like there's a really strong message here for you guys to practice this gratitude and to manage your priorities properly. So that's one message for you guys. The other message with this other line of cards is very similar. There's something that you're working on that has that's a long-term investment, something that's been taking a very long time. maybe something that's still in motion that's going to continue to take a while. And with the Five of Cups in reverse and Queen of Wands in reverse, I really feel like you guys, or Five of Cups upright, I feel like you guys have had this feeling of being disappointed or let down. Like, I'm never going to get there. I'm not good enough. I feel like a failure. I'm being pessimistic. I'm having regrets about certain decisions that I made. There's this energy here of I've invested so much time into this and I'm not seeing the results that I want yet, or this isn't as easy as I thought it would be, or something is happening here that is making me feel this pessimistic outlook on my commitment to this project or plan. And the Queen of Wands reverse is trying to help you guys come back into greater self-confidence within yourself, to respect yourself because you are continuing to move forward anyway. You don't need the outside circumstances to give you confidence. You are generating confidence from within by taking the steps that you need to take towards what you want, despite the feeling of disappointment at times, despite the twists and turns. And I also pulled the Wise Leadership card for this. So there's something here about you guys really needing to develop a strong sense of self-worth and sureness in yourself despite the fluctuating external circumstances. And that this is a reminder that you can essentially do anything that you want to do, that you just have to put your mind to it. And it's almost like this whole experience is trying to develop this very strong self-belief around your own capabilities. So that's what I feel like the main messages are, especially with the tarot, with this full moon, is that there are some of you guys that are not managing your time or being grateful for what you have. You're not prioritizing the things that you really want to manifest. You're not taking a clear action, having a clear plan, and moving things forward consistently. And for that reason, you're like stalling and you're not getting what you want. And what you need to do is be more consistent and practice more gratitude. And others of you guys are getting a little bit downtrodden because of the natural twists and turns of life. And ultimately, I think it's leading you to compare yourself to others and feel less worthy. And this is about building up some inner strength and self-confidence regardless of those outside circumstances. And again, that's why I feel like it's a full moon in the fourth house. It feels like you are rooting. You are becoming more strong in your own essence. You are becoming more sure of yourself, more secure in yourself emotionally, as well as maybe making sure that outside things like having enough money or making sure that you are, again, managing your time properly, those things also can act as an additional layer of security and confidence because they give you a safety net, essentially. They make sure that you're doing what needs to be done to take care of yourself. And I feel like that's also a message at this full moon is we're not jumping in blindly, but we're doing the things that we need to do to grow self-confidence. And that could include saving money or managing our time better or practicing gratitude, having a plan, having logic to back up that plan, that type of thing. This moon is very important because the ruler of it, Jupiter, is at 29 degrees of Taurus, and Venus is also next to it at 29 degrees of Taurus in your ninth house. So there's something very transformative about this where 29 Taurus is quite stuck energy where we can get kind of rigid thinking. We can get really stubborn. We can have too many attachments to things. For you, this is in the area of your beliefs and your perspective. So you might have a very kind of solidified belief and perspective about how the world works, how people make money, how people feel confident, how people feel secure, how things are done. And it's like, this is time to break past that. It's time to shake that up. Your existing paradigm, your existing schema or outlook on life is not serving you anymore. And it's really necessary to kind of update your software, update your viewpoint in order to reflect what you really want. If you're wanting to grow in confidence, you have to look for the things that you're doing well. And you also have to have gratitude for what's in your life and follow through and prioritize things that are really valuable and important to you. This is a very much ninth house thing. We're living according to a why. We're having a mission. We're being driven by things that are bigger than us. And that is, I think, what can help you feel the most rooted is having a very strong faith and self-belief, but more so also using that self-belief to fuel or using that really, or sorry, like a larger mission is fueling that self-belief is what I mean to say. So if you have faith in God, you'll notice that these are, Christians, for example, are some of the most kind of, well, anyone with faith, it's not Christians, but it's just anyone with faith, with a belief of something outside themselves, tend to have an amazing ability to persevere despite difficulties. And that's because they are tethered to something out of this universe, something much larger than this world. And that's what I feel like you guys are doing. And that's helping you tether into yourself as well, so that these storms can come, these things can be troubling at times, and you can still feel stable. You can still feel like you can consistently move towards something. And so again, some of you guys will need to update some of your paradigm in order for that to work, to fix that. We also have Mars, Chiron, and North Node in Aries in the 8th house. This is a very sensitive point. Chiron generally is sensitive, especially with Mars, which can be quite egoic. So it's normal to feel like you are comparing yourself, or you're not good enough, or fear around never achieving certain things, or fear around never being good enough at something. It's normal to feel those feelings. And I think that those very real fears and shadows can come up at the time of this full moon. And it's about not letting that get you down, not staying in that mindset, but confronting that head on, trying to work through it, move past it, and continue to generate the self-confidence, self-respect by asking myself, what actions do I need to take to feel like a confident person, to match the kind of lifestyle and the person I want to be? And then once the goals are really set around the actions themselves instead of the destination, it will help you enjoy more of the process, and it will also show what's in your control. And I think that's a very healing thing for us. So that's what I'm seeing for you, Virgo. Before you hop off, I wanted to give you the opportunity to pull, to ask a question, which I will pull a card for. Likely around your manifestation, timing, advice, if it's going to happen, that type of thing. So go ahead and ask your question out loud to yourself now, and then we'll see what card I get for you. Okay, we got the wait card. So some of you guys are being asked to have more patience. Don't try to rush this process. Don't try to fix everything really fast. Don't try to be somewhere that you're not. Be present with yourself. Be okay with the process of unfolding. Be okay that your timeline might not match other people's timelines or society's expectations of timelines, that you are going to make it. And there's such thing as divine timing working in your favor, even if it feels uncomfortable in the process. So that's what I'm saying for you, Virgo. If you are interested in a medical or fertility astrology reading, I'm now offering those at a discount, which you can find in the description box down below. There I also have an ability or a link for you guys to subscribe to my email list. If you're interested in that, I am sending out emails about astrology just like this, where we're going to talk about kind of more context alongside the video. That's also helpful. So if you're wanting to not miss a video, you can check that out down below. Don't forget to also comment, give me a thumbs up, subscribe, share with your friends, and have a beautiful day. Bye.